Students, next concept is continuation part of this video. Momentum. The quantity of motion possessed by body is called momentum. So momentum is defined as the quantity of motion possessed by a body is called momentum. It is measured by product of mass and velocity. So momentum is defined as the product of mass and velocity. So momentum, that is denoted by symbol P. P equals mass into velocity. It is a vector quantity. So next is force. The quantity which changes or tries to change state of rest or motion of a body is called force. So force means, according to this Newton's laws, the quantity which changes or tries to change state of rest or motion of a body is called force. So already we discussed Newton's first law. So now we will see Newton's second law of motion. The rate of change of momentum of a body. Newton's second law of motion tells that the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to external force applied and takes place in the same direction in which external force is acting. So that is dp by dt proportional to force. The rate of change of momentum dp by dt of a body is directly proportional to external force applied and takes place in the same direction. So that is dp by dt proportional to force. So next one is impulse. So impulse can be denoted by J. The product of force and time that produces finite change in momentum of the body is called impulse. So impulse is defined as the product of force and time. See, impulse equals force into time duration. The product of force and time that produces infinite change in momentum of the body is called impulse. That is J equals F into T. So impulse is also equals to change in momentum. So according to Newton's second law, force equals ma, T as it is. Next step, m acceleration means change of velocity by time, that is v minus v naught by t into t. T and t get cancelled. So now remaining mv minus mv naught. So here impulse equals mv minus mv naught represents change in momentum, and hence impulse is also equals to change in momentum. So next one is Newton's third law of motion. According to Newton's third law of motion, to every action there is always an equal and opposite reaction. So Newton's third law of motion says that to every action there is always an equal and opposite reaction. Explanation: suppose a body 1 exert a force on body 2, this force is called action force. Suppose a body 1 exert a force on body 2, this force is called action force. That is F12. Body of 1 exert a force on body of 2. So we call F12. Now body 2 exert opposite force on body 1. This is called reactional force, that is F21. See here, if body 1 exert force on 2, that one we call reaction, not reaction, action. So denoted by F12. If now same body means another body exert opposite force on body 1. So now if we consider body 2 exert opposite force on body 1, so we call F21, that is reactional force. Hence F12 is equals to minus of F21, because for action we will observing equal and opposite reaction. So F12 is equals to minus F21. So body 1 and 2 we call F12. Now body 2 opposing force on body 1 we call F21. So F12 is equals to minus of F21. Action and reaction will act on different bodies, so they do not cancel with each other. So action and reaction will acting on different bodies, so will do not cancel each other. So now examples, if you are observing, when a bullet is fired from a gun, so that is action. Bullet moves in forward direction and gun moves backward direction, that is reaction. when bullet is fired from gun, bullet moves in forward direction, whereas gun moves backward direction, which represents reaction. Action is fired from a gun. Bullet is fired from a gun is action, whereas reaction is gun moving backward direction. Second one, a swimmer pushes the water in backward direction. That is action. A swimmer pushes the water in backward direction. That is action. Water pushes the man in forward direction. That is reaction. So action is a swimmer pushes water in backward direction. Water pushes the man in forward direction is reaction. So these are examples for Newton's third law of motion. So last one is law of conservation of linear momentum. So it states that total momentum of an isolated system of interaction particles remains constant if there is no resultant external force acts on it. If there is no resultant external force acts on it, total momentum of a isolated system will remains constant. So that is, if no external force F equals 0, then dp by dt also equals to 0. So according to Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum of a body, that is dp by dt, is proportional to force. If there is no force, so F becomes 0, so dp by dt is also becomes 0. If dp by dt becomes 0, then momentum is also equals to constant. So according to law of conservation of linear momentum, it says that total momentum of an isolated system of interaction of particles remains constant if there is no resultant external force acting on it. If there is no force acting on it, the interaction of particles becomes constant, that is momentum. So momentum means the product of mass into velocity. The product of mass into velocity we call momentum of the body. So this is an statement for law of conservation of linear momentum. Is it clear, students, regarding Newton's laws and momentum concept, impulse, and law of conservation of linear momentum? Okay, students, in this class, so we will observe some concepts. So in next class, we will see the concepts of work, power, and energy. So I will stop here in this class.